Greetings everyone, and welcome to another Sol at the Movies. I just got back from seeing Hotel Transylvania 3 by Sony Pictures Animation. Here are my thoughts on it. So Hotel Transylvania 3 kicks off where Hotel Transylvania 2 ended. Not so much that it continues on the plot, as more does that it takes place after the second one. Yeah. So Dracula is lonely and wants to find a date, but Mavis mistakes his loneliness for stress, and she books all the Hotel Transylvania characters a cruise to go to Atlantis. Have some goddamn fun to de-stress. But on the boat, they don't realize that it's being captained by Erica Van Helsing, who is the great-great-granddaughter of another Van Helsing, who wants to kill all monsters and has killed monsters historically. So Erica Van Helsing wants to kill Dracula, just because, I guess. And so that is it. Yeah, the whole plot is just Erica trying to kill Dracula and then gradually falling in love with him because Dracula zings with her. And apparently you can do that more than once. So yeah, that's basically it. This plot is fine. Okay? It's fine. Now, you might remember that I am not a fan of the Hotel Transylvania movies. In fact, I absolutely despise the second movie. This one's plot, in comparison to the other ones, though, is fine. Like, it's formulaic as fuck, but that doesn't mean it doesn't work. Like, it's fine, okay? I have nothing to say about the plot because it is so obvious, formulaic, and stupid that it's just not even worth talking about, really. So we're just gonna move on to the characters now. There's Dracula, who is more or less the same than his portrayal in Hotel Transylvania 2, where he is, you know, crazy and spastic and overreacts to everything and is just generally annoying most of the time. Yeah, I don't like Dracula. I don't think I ever have liked Dracula. I don't feel like I ever liked Dracula. He's too nuts for me. Like, he's too spastic and annoying for me. And I don't care when things happen to him. I don't care when he's sad. I don't care when he's lonely. I don't care when he's happy. They've had 3 movies to make me care about this character, and I just don't, okay? It's not like I hate Dracula, I just don't give a fuck about him. And then there's the other characters. There's Erica Van Helsing, who is the villain of this, who tries to kill Dracula. She is, again, fine. Like, there's nothing to say about her. They do this thing where it's like Dracula's in love with her and she's trying to kill Dracula, and so they have all these awkward conversations with each other where it's all like, nah, you do this, nah, and it's just really annoying. They're trying to do chemistry, but it has about as much chemistry as like a fart in a wind tunnel. It's just sad, to be honest. And the thing is, though, is that I don't really care about Erica. She's fine, but the thing I find weird about her is she's got, like, this nipple chin going on. Like, her character design is okay, but she's got, like, a nipple chin going on. It's sort of like nips at the end, and it's just weird. It's not a comment on her character, I just noticed it. It's just kind of weird. But then, of course, we got the other characters like Dennis, who is the namesake behind the deadly Dennis disease. I am very grateful that he is toned down in this movie. He is there, but he's not the focal point of the movie, and he is still obnoxious, but not as obnoxious as he was. It's interesting to me how this movie shows more restraint in the deadly Dennis disease department than The Incredibles 2 does. And the fucking deadly Dennis disease came from Hotel Transylvania 2. So that's interesting, at least. But yeah, again, he's just, other than being obnoxious, I got nothing to say about him. He's just got his own side plot with the fucking Tinkles and his furry bitch girlfriend, whatever. And then there's Mavis, who's not allowed to be funny. I don't like her. There's Johnny, who, he's kind of okay in this, to be honest. I don't mind Johnny. He's kind of amusing, I suppose. And, you know, there's all the other people that's going on, the monsters, stuff like that. And it's just not important at all. All they're there for is jokes. Just to make jokes. And that's it. They have very, very little plot relevance whatsoever. It's just sad, to be honest. So I got nothing to say about these characters. So what's good about this movie? The locations are cool. I mean, not cool, but they're alright. It's better than the first two movies, which mostly took place in the hotel or in the area around the hotel. But this one takes place on the sea, albeit at night. It is supposed to be a summer movie, and there's no sunshine because vampires and all that. It's interesting how Hotel Transylvania 3 goes for the real classy route of setting the third movie at summertime. If it worked for the Fred trilogy, and it worked for Fairly Odd Parents, the live-action trilogy, it's gotta work for Hotel Transylvania. Anyway, but the locations are cool, I suppose. Like, Atlantis is sort of a Las Vegas-esque casino, which is pretty neat. There's the underwater volcano, which is kind of cool. But the thing is that they don't really do anything with these locations that's particularly interesting, so it is cool, but not really. That did start as a compliment, and then it became an insult, so, yeah. I don't really have anything else good to say about it, other than that. I mean, you know, if you've seen my review of Hotel Transylvania 1 and 2, that I can't stand this series. I think it's obnoxious, loud, spastic, seizure-inducing shit. Really, just complete dreck. And this movie does not change that. Now, granted, it is a little bit better than the second one because it doesn't pander so much. There's like 2 instances of pandering that made me cringe my ass off, but that's better than the second movie, where it was just non-stop cringe the entire time. So, that's an improvement. You did a real good job, Sony. Congrats. You know, we're real proud of you. But just, I can't stand these movies. And I don't understand why that is, because I very rarely have this level of disconnect with audiences, and yet I feel like I'm seeing a different movie than what the audience are seeing, because it's just like, oh yeah, that was okay, that was good. This movie is, all the Hotel Transylvania movies are so unbearably obnoxious. Basically, these movies, look, if you like them, great. I'm not trying to take that away from you, okay? But these movies are made for idiots. And idiot children, okay? They're made in a way that appeals only to children or people who don't question Sony and their decisions. Because the animation was once something I praised for being like zippy and zany and really energetic, but now it's just an excuse to have constant movement all over the place. Just like, you can't have a still moment in the Hotel Transylvania series, because once you do, it feels so out of place and jarring. When the characters stand still and just don't do anything, it's kind of nice, actually. But then they're always moving around, and it's like they're having a seizure and bonitis at the same time. It like, okay, kids, I get it. They like zippy, zany action, but it's not good. It was good, but they're using it as an excuse to just have constant movement. And constant movement is what entertains kids and idiots. It's the cinematic equivalent of jingling keys in front of you, and I can't excuse it. I'm sorry, but I can't fucking stand it. I hate these movies because of it. And it just, oh my god, it gets on my nerves so much. Even the Emoji Movie knew not to do this. I don't know what it is about Hotel Transylvania, but yeah, they just use their energetic animation as an excuse to be annoying. And I can't excuse that. I know that's more of a comment on the series as a whole instead of just this movie, but I think it's worse. The worst in this movie, for sure. It's just nothing but fucking motion. It also has like a million plots, but not important plots. There's the A plot, which is Dracula and Erica doing their romance murder thing, and then there's like a ton of Z plots. Or Z plots if you're not Canadian or British or Australian, where it's like, none of them are important, all of these Z plots, but they keep cutting back to them because they're funny. You know, there's like the Tinkles and the furry bitch and Dennis's subplot. It has nothing to do with anything. Tinkles is a big-ass dog, by the way. And then there's the Blob plot that has nothing to do with anything. He like throws up a baby and then he makes a dog. They keep cutting back to it, and it has nothing to do with the movie other than just comedy. But it's not fucking funny. Look, the dialogue in this movie is terrible, and none of it is funny. But when they actually rely on visual gags, it's kind of funny. Like, there's this one part where Erica and Dracula are on their first date, you know, and they're eating guacamole or whatever, and when it shows them the first time, Dracula's like got this look on his face, you know, he's all confident, and then without saying anything, he very slowly just kind of shrinks back into his outfit. That's funny. You don't have to be screaming dialogue and having dubstep climaxes and just moving all over the place to be funny. If you just settle down and just let stuff ruminate for a bit, that's funny. Okay, I know you're trying to entertain kids, but kids are not stupid. Yeah, their attention is easily got, but in the audience I was in, the audience's attention was way low. Like, the only time that their attention kicked in was when it went quiet, because there was something to focus on. I'm not saying the plot doesn't have focus, I'm saying the movie doesn't have focus. It is just, it's an enigma to me. This series is an enigma, and I can't tolerate it. Now, is this movie better than the second one? Marginally, yes. Like, the tiniest little bit better, I would say. The fact that it has a dance sequence as the climax with dubstep music kind of speaks for the entire movie's quality. You know, it doesn't end with a dance sequence, it just is like, let's just make the whole climax a dance sequence. The thing is, though, there's a couple things that really stand out to me about this movie other than how shit it is. One, Mavis and Johnny are terrible parents, okay? They leave Dennis they leave him without supervision all the time. He's just running around the boat without supervision. I get he's a vampire, sort of, and that he's stronger or whatever, but come on! He's on, like, the casino floor, unescorted by parents. He's in a huge rave-esque dance where huge monsters are stomping around. He's underwater, unaccompanied by parents. I don't know, they suck at being parents, they really do. And the second thing is I'm not sure why this movie's rated G. Now, I don't really care about movie ratings, because I'm a grown-ass adult, and I can watch whatever movie I damn well please, except for ultra porn. But I don't get why it's rated G, because there's, like, alcohol, and smoking, and gambling, and murder, and, well, not actual murder, but references to murder, and just a whole bunch of inappropriate stuff like it. There's a Tinder reference! Tinder is the app where you fuck! Why is that in a G-rated movie? Who did they make this for? Idiots and children. So why did they put all this stuff in here? To entertain the adults? I can guarantee you the adults are not who you want to entertain in this crowd. Okay, so would I recommend this movie? Well, if you're an idiot, or a child, or you want to entertain an idiot child, then sure. Why not? If you like the first two Hotel Transylvania movies, then sure. You'll probably like this one too. It's basically exactly the same. Now, again, I'm not trying to say that you are an idiot if you like it. I'm saying this movie is made for idiots. So, take that for what you will, I suppose. I can't stand these fucking movies. It's like, Sherlock Gnomes was the worst movie I'd seen so far this year, but that was like a condensed amount of awful in the first 30 minutes, and then they kind of stopped being as awful in the last hour or so. But this one is a prolonged period of awfulness. Just way too long. If they cut out all of these stupid fucking Z plots and just focused on the main plot, they could make the movie nice, punchy, and concise. But they just gotta meander with their stupid comedy for so long. But now I'm meandering with my points, so I should practice what I preach. I don't recommend this movie at all. I think it's hot trash. And, yes, that is all I have to say about that.